I need some help.
Oh, we just push. Okay. I was looking for something a tad more elaborate than just push stone wall here. Oh, she glitched. That's a really bad stone texture.
Madre mía. Is that what I think it is?
I think it was Ark.
It's Noah's Ark.
With Nazi insignia.
It's real?
on it. That's the only boat I could think of that was going to be here and of such a large quantity.
This wasn't
Would beat
straight.
Noah's
It was
Ark.
placed deliberately and a long time ago.
What does Noah's Ark have to do with the stones?
I don't
I
know.
don't know yet. But we need to find them before Voss figures it out.
Because wouldn't Noah have come after
What
the
if he
stones?
already knows?
That tent. Looks like that's the only way into the Ark. Now. Wait.
What?
If we're both caught, Voss gets the stones. I'll go down, find a safe way through. You stay here.
I wanna come with
stay
you.
here with the stones until I come back.
I can't even.
What if you don't come back?
You'll have one hell of a story to tell.
There are so many problems with what just happened. And I'll wait till we get into first person to discuss them. Which is now. Okay, the problem we keep running into in this last section of the game is that if one of them gets captured, Voss can use their life to bargain with the other person for the stones. It doesn't matter which one of us is captured, whether it's Gina or Indy, but Voss will use us as leverage against the other person to get the stones. So separating doesn't fix that problem. The problem still exists. You have a second fold problem here because Gina is the curious bitch who wanted us to continue on this journey instead of just leaving to safety as Locust wanted us to. So we've just gone, hey Gina, nah, you stay back girl. I'll let you know when it's safe. Oh, and here are the stones. I don't care that you're curious and that you're totally not going to stay where I put you, but here are the stones and I'll come back and let you know when it's safe. She's going to ignore Indy. She's going to plow ahead because she's curious and that's the most important thing in the world. She's going to take the stones with her and we all know how that's going to end. So this is just dumb all around. It's like no one thinks in this game. Or the writers expect us not to think. So they expect us to go along with what's happening and not question the decisions being made. Because the decisions being made are very unintelligent from the get-go. We either both go or neither of us goes. That's the end of the story. I mean, for plot reasons, we have to go because we have to find out what the Great Circle's about. But if you had 1 ounce of intelligence, you would have ground those stones under your boot and left as soon as you recovered Gina. This is so unintelligent.
Wie viele Männer sind auf dem Gefecht? Die Hälfte mindestens. Ein Riese hat 3 Soldaten auf einmal niedergestreckt. Ich dachte, wir wären hier
I
sicher.
tell you, I'm the only one who would survive in these kinds of situations because as curious as I am and as, you know, I'm a very, very curious person. I need to have answers. I need to put things in boxes. So I would need the answer. But my survival comes long before my curiosity. There's no way I would sacrifice my life just for answers. Now, this is a fucking problem. There are so many people on this map. I'm just going to have to kill everybody.
Off to the dreamlands.
I'm just going to have to kill everybody step by step. Well, okay, maybe not then. Oh, there's a shovel right there. Got to kill this guy, but he may have turned around by the time I find him. Case in point. So at this point, oh my god. That was a clusterfuck. I thought I got the first guy in one hit, but I didn't. Okay, anyway. I actually don't think this gets me where I want to be. Does it? Oh, no, it does. Okay, we've got a dude there, I think, question mark. Hard to see. And we've got to do prowling, which doesn't help anybody. Ah, I can go this way. Okay, the prowler's got to stop prowling if that's the case. Go. Oh no, my sledgehammer. My beautiful. Oh, hello. My beautiful sledgehammer. I really need some health. Can I throw it at your head? This would be a great location to kill people from because they have to come this way, I think. How am I getting in? That tent? Maybe? Yes, because this is the compound entrance. Okay, so we're going to have to either kill or sneak past old mate. Sorry, I'm trying to do this as quietly as possible and as delicately as possible because I don't want to lose any more health. Bye.
Ist da jemand?
Nah, you see nothing. Not a damn thing. Yay for cutscenes. There is safety in cutscenes.
Lucas.
Lucas,
We're gonna
buddy.
get you out of this, pal.
How? He's an
I must
unconscious
admit,
giant.
Dr. Jones, I was not expecting the giants to attack.
That's an underestimation on your part, is it not?
Gave me quite a headache.
Oh yeah, the revolver we never used.
What did you do to him?
Horse tranquilizer did the trick. Are you not impressed? You found the Ark of the Covenant, yes, but I found Noah's Ark.
What makes you think it's the real one?
Oh, come on, Indiana! Please. Isn't it time we dispense with the pettiness
But what's
already?
the importance
Why
of
don't
Noah's
you
Ark?
and I have a meeting of the minds instead.
I find no
Something more
significance in
befitting
it.
of this glorious historic moment we find ourselves
It's
in.
a boat.
What I'd like to
Probably
do
doesn't even sail anymore.
is put the guns down.
Go ahead. I'll knock your teeth out.
He won't, because we're really bad at
Fair
brawling.
warning. I have mastered the lethal Japanese hand-to-hand combat art
Aikido?
of karate.
Oh, lol.
Or I can just have my guard shoot you. Tell me, Dr. Jones. What do you know about the myth of the Great Flood?
Not a damn thing. Something, something flood,
Which
something,
one?
something boat, something, something Tower of Babel.
There's thousands to choose from. You have the classic from the Hebrew Bible, the Sumerian creation myth, the Great
Which is
Flood
probably
of the
more accurate.
Chinese Ganyu, the Blood Deluge of Ymir, and of course there's the numerous Greek myths.
The Sumerian one
names
would be
of the
most accurate
survivors
because it's
change.
closest.
Noah, Pyr and Deucalion.
They all point to the same real event. I will tell you everything I know.
Go for it, because I don't really know
And
much
after,
about
we'll
it.
have ample time to knock each other's teeth out.
Lots have happened since the dawn of time.
Why was this one so special?
They're just stories.
Well, every good story is true in one way or another. And I know one you haven't heard of. Please come.
I mean, you have me curious. Let's go. Educate me on this flood I don't know about. And I finally realized the reason why Voss doesn't just kill Indiana. He relishes knowing more. Agent Relic. Oh, that's why you have to finish the game. He
From an
relishes
excavation in North Africa.
in educating someone else by being more knowledgeable. It puts him in a position of
It
superiority.
details the story of the flood myth and its connection to the Great Circle. The Metatron, the voice of God, was sent down to instruct a mortal man, let's call him Noah, to build a giant vessel. The Ark.
Frame rate. Oh, we lost
The
our
angel
frame
gave
rate.
Noah 17 stones, all imbued with the power to fold the earth. Yes! 17 stones, 17 words. Each stone connected to one of the locations of the Great Circle. Noah used the stones to gather animals from around the world, and then, after the flood was over, to repopulate the earth. And the stones were left hidden at each of the great circle sites under the protection of this ghastly race of giants.
Nephilim.
Yes. Some legends blamed the flood on them, so they needed redemption. But over time, the stones were lost, stolen, forgotten. So the giants formed an alliance with the Vatican to seek out and find the stones again. To keep them for men like us.
And they thought the Vatican would keep them safe, but the Vatican sold them out to the Germans.
Men
Okay,
like
I see.
you.
I see what Locus's goal was, but I hate that we had to wait till the end for that.
Tell me, Dr. Jones. Where's Miss Lombardi?
Oh, she's gone.
Captured
Long gone.
with both stones.
That is a shame. Because I have something she would want to hear.
This is Laura Lombardi, aboard the SS Comet. Boss, if you hear this, your experiment failed. The ship is stranded on a mountain. The captain wants me to perform the experiment again, to get us back to safety. But I refuse. I'd rather die with the stone than let you have it. I hope you burn it.
What a preposterous woman. And now she's dead. For what?
You will never understand.
You do know if you shoot that gun that you're going to bring the entire SS upon our heads. Do not recommend.
Perdóname, Gina. Te ho mentito.
All'inferno, vos!
Also, you picked up his gun, which was silly.
reinkommen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. And why has no one ever used sledgehammers as a
Drawn
refreshing
to the
weapon?
memory
Or a
of your
knife?
dead sister like a rat to a stinking piece of cheese.
Yep, saw that coming.
Natürlich nicht. Das Mädchen hat sie.
Of course. And oh gee,
Your
it's almost like
weakness
Voss
for
has
the
the
fair
stones again.
sex has caused you to make many questionable decisions.
Agreed! Stop relying on curious bitches like her and you'll be fine.
Das seid ihr endlich wie entzückend.
Wait, is L17?
Boss, listen to me. You're messing with powers beyond your control.
That never did me any good anyway, didn't have it.
You should know by now, Indiana Jones.
I see Bergman's face
I-
now, he's got a mask on.
I'm always in control.
Because his face was burnt. You're actually going to bring it out. Okay, that must have taken a lot of cranes. It looks super heavy. It needs 4 trains to pull it. Holy shit. And trucks. Sorry, it needs trains and trucks. That looks like it's made out of stone, not wood. It doesn't look floatable.
Gina.
Why are you apologizing to her? You should be blaming her.
But pay
I don't
attention,
care
Dr.
about
Jones. You are about to witness history being made. Now, as your dear sister found out the hard way, using just a single stone is extremely unpredictable, completely useless for warfare. No. We need all the stones.
But you don't have the
Look like
last one.
wood. Ah. Ah.
Inserting the stones into the wheel of the Ark and speaking the words in their correct order will grant me the power to travel to any location I want in an instant.
Convenient. But if that's all it does,
gift from
it's not as
God
magical as I was
given
hoping for.
unto Noah. and now given unto me.
Why are you taking
Imagine
them
this
out of
gift
the
in the
wheel?
hands of the mighty German Wehrmacht. A panzer division appearing out of nowhere in the middle of Times Square, Washington, D.C., or in front of your university. Your friends, your family, your entire nation would be groveling before our feet within a single day. When you write about this, Miss Lombardi, remember Emmerich Voss, with 2 M's and 2 S's, like SS.
Okay. Is there an order they need to be put in? Probably the order in which they appear on the axis, I would say. But are you going clockwise or counterclockwise?
The Ish Abmet. Ojelaim. Zohavnitzim. Arolvim. Gilatzverim.
How did she get a hold of her hairpin? Oh, no, there we go.
Shirani.
I was about to say, her head, it's still on her head.
Moten Ijan.
Could you be more useful, Lucas? This is a very bright man.
Avikruan. Imad Behrut. Madayara. Dream Hikme.
Voss! You have to stop!
Quiet!
You don't know what you're doing!
Of course I do.
Noah was chosen by God!
Seletrem. Radem Kaan. Dovid Naim.
Don't say the last...
Oh, yes! Right!
And then he gets struck by lightning. You could turn the thing. The key? You gotta turn it? No? It looks like one of the levers we've used the entire game.
Why are you laughing?
Wrong word.
What did you think would happen?
Oh no, is it gonna flood? Is that how you get from location to location? Oh, I was right! I was actually right! Oh, I was being partially facetious. Oop, there goes the hat. Oop, well, the hat's gone forever. We're innocent, please don't hit us.
What is happening?
You weren't chosen by God. Yeah, he's like a child throwing a tantrum. That's so appropriate for this character.
Do Lucas first.
You did this job. You sabotaged my experiment.
How? I was tied up over here.
This is your own doing, not mine!
Go, Lucas. I reckon you should flee for your life. Oh shit. I can do fuck all at this point in time.
You're not going anywhere!
How the hell? Okay, hold on. The auto parry, remember? I can't block kicks. Okay.
Playing with the little mouse. This is your fault, Jones.
No one to blame but yourself!
You will pay for this. You will not walk away from this.
What am I stuck on? It's moving.
I know what to do. You couldn't let me outshine you.
You're delusional!
Oh, asshole?
The gift of God was in my grasp. Who is delusional here, huh?
Block
You
the
chase me
that's
out
it.
the
I guess
world.
that's a dodge the kick.
Obsessed Jones.
You're a Nazi! Of course I'm gonna stop you!
I know what it is. You're scared of
Well,
fire
not being able to
now.
dodge. I'm gonna lose a lot of health. I was coming towards you, bro. I was just letting my stamina, you know. Yay for auto blocking, auto parrying. Nice. I'm glad I turned that setting on. It could have been absolutely agonizing.
It's time. You admit.
What?
Indiana. I won.
But did you though? I feel like it's kind of flooded. How many people could be killed with the flood? Where's the boss? Until he got washed away by a wave. That's what the anticlimactic. I don't care about her. Get to the wheel. Oh, there we go. Hey, I'm still attached to that. Jeez, Birkin's a little one-minded, isn't he?
I want you, Indiana. I know karate. Just you and me, Jones. The end of the
I can take you on!
I can't look at that. I have no health left.
Can't save Miss Lombardi now, Dr. Jones. That man will take care of her.
Oh yeah?
I have no health left. So, I can't block actually, so... What? Hang on, I have no fucking health left. You better hurry and do whatever you're doing.
Alright, I've held that one.
Hurry up and do whatever the fuck you're doing, Gina.
Jones!
Get me up, I have no health left. Pull me up already before he climbs the rope. Lucas! You got this, man. This is what you were born for. That's why it's such a big wheel. It's made for a big man. Just kick him in the face. But too late. It's up too high. seriously just go from one side to the other? Lucas, behind you. How did he keep his footing?
Away from there. You must have caused this!
Move away!
I will not let a degenerated monster like you tell me what to do! This is my...
You were warned!
This is my...
Ah, he's standing rather in the way. Yeah, that makes sense. It's the front of the ship. Now, I repeat, how many people did we kill with the flood? How many people live in the vicinity of Earth?
Indiana Jones! Focus! Off boat! Now!
Go! You've done nothing but ignore Locust thus far. It's about time you listen to the poor man.
You don't know how to swim!
Doesn't matter. At this point, she's just gonna have to learn how to float. Where's he gonna end up? Where are you going, Locust? I know where you could go! Yeah, he's going somewhere cold. I'd be going either to the North Pole or the South Pole. Or Antarctica, I suppose. Because no one will find the ship there. Well, they might, but what are they going to do with it? It's in the middle of nowhere. Probably the South Pole. Antarctica's more remote than the North Pole, right? I think so. I don't know enough about the areas. Oh wow, your makeup's running. Looks really flattering. He'll be fine. He's only going to survive in a really cold environment.
I honestly have no idea.
He's so dead. You lost your hat.
I think you proved it was worth it.
I think he did. Oh, you kidding me? I think the hat's worthy. Yeah, it's a bit soggy though. I suppose so is the rest of him. I don't know what that shot was.
I guess this is goodbye.
Thank God.
Yeah. This is yours.
Laura's journal. Thank you.
Say, you want to stick around for a little while? I got some friends. I could show us the sights.
There's a war coming. And I have a hell of a story to tell.
That is true. It is 1937. We have yet to come across World War II.
Busy chasing the past.
I don't know.
God, what a time to be alive. Oof.
Think I could make room for other things?
Lovey. Not now. Too much is at stake. Adios, Rambo.
I'm more interested to know what Indy's going to do with his job now. Oh boy. Do we go back to Marshall College? I mean, he obviously gets his job back, because doesn't he have a job in the second and third movies? Again, I haven't seen them in many years. I have a fucking name, woman. Wait, is this Nawal's? It's called the Laura. Why are we kissing? We have no chemistry. We have nothing in common.
I mean, when all of this is over.
She's not exactly a great person, personality-wise. I find Marion.
Maybe we can have that fancy dinner.
I'll pass, thank you. It is. It's Noel's. Damn, that woman's got money to burn. I swear if that gets copyright struck, I will be mad. And there we go. Do I have to watch the credits? Is anything interesting going to happen? Executive producer Todd Howard. Ugh. Skip. And I'm assuming it puts me, yeah, because you've got to go get the ancient relic to finish the puzzle, which I can't do because I don't have the relics. This completes the main story of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That doesn't mean the journey is over. All the locations can be visited to complete any unfinished fieldwork, collect every last one of the notes and items to be found, or just take in the sights of the world. Adventure still calls. Alrighty. So, this is a bit of an interesting location to tell my tale, but here we are. We will... Is that a person? I don't think it's a person. It just looks like a person's hands, right? And their head would be somewhere up there if they had a head. Anyway, as usual, I pretty much give my thoughts throughout the game. I make no secret of what I do and don't like about games. Did I like the game? Hell fucking yeah. This was a fantastic game. We do not have enough treasure hunting action adventure games in the market. We've only really had Tomb Raider and then Uncharted. It's kind of the entire, genre. So getting another game entry is wonderful. Did it have to be Indiana Jones? No, not really. But did I like that it was Indiana Jones? Yes. Which is strange because I didn't say this previously, but I'll say it now. The only reason why I've only watched the 3 movies once each back when I was a teenager is because I didn't like them. I didn't like the Indiana Jones movies, so I never watched them again, which is why I know nothing about them. So when this game was about to come out, I tried watching the first movie and then I got distracted halfway through by other games. So I didn't even finish the first movie. But it wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. So I probably will go back and finish the movie and then watch number 2 or 3. I think maybe distance and time and age makes me appreciate them a little better. I don't know. So I actually liked that this was an Indiana Jones game. I found his character was great in the game, apart from the fact that the game makes him appear like an idiot at multiple times because he makes stupid decisions. I get that people can be flawed, but this is just sheer idiocy. So yeah, I'm glad that it being an Indiana Jones treasure hunting action adventure game didn't dampen my interest in the game or my excitement or how much I enjoyed it. In fact, I think it did enhance it because Indy is a quirky, interesting, flawed character, and I'm glad I got to explore it in this game. So overall, yes, fantastic game. I'm super hoping they make the sequel. I'm hoping that we pick up on all these sort of loose threads that we've had thus far. So we had the loose thread about, I've already forgotten, Nineveh, how we were pronouncing it, the city to the north, back the Assyrian capital. It was the capital of Assyria, wasn't it? I think it was the capital. There was mention of that in one of the last notes we read. So I'm pretty sure they were going to do DLC for this game, so that might be a DLC. We have the follow-up thread of Annika, who's lost her arm. So I hope we get her follow-through thread. And I'm kind of hoping this is for the next game and not for a DLC. But I'd like to follow through with the Tomb Thief. What was his name? Belloc? Back from Indy's backstory before this game. Back at the Sewer Dig. He was stealing the artifacts, and then the poor other dude who was running the dig caught the flack, and his reputation was absolutely damaged and stained. And Nawal said that she would be happy to fund some sort of expedition against Belloc, or to find Belloc's lost goods, or whatever she said. So that's another thread I definitely would like to follow, preferably in another game, but if it's just delegated to a DLC, that'd be fine. I'd still get to use the content, so that'd be cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to anything more that this game makes. I really, really enjoyed it. I liked the variety of locations, going from the college to the Vatican to the Himalayas and Egypt, and then to Siam or Thailand, and then coming here to a more Mesopotamian area. I have problems with some of the areas. I don't like that the Himalayas was just the boat. I kind of hoped there'd be more of the mountains involved, more of the local area rather than just generic snowy mountain for 2 seconds and then boom, you're in the boat. I kind of wish there was more to it. I wish the boat itself had been more interesting and that there were more useful fragments getting around the enemies, and maybe it wasn't such a linear path, that there were like other ways around the boat and you had to navigate around the boat to actually get from point A to point B, rather than just try to skirt enemies in a linear fashion. It would kind of diminish my enjoyment. Anytime I had to interact with the Nazis really diminished my enjoyment, because they were frustrating. They were everywhere and they were frustrating. But as a whole, I liked that we got to go onto the frozen German boat. There were some interesting navigation things, exploration gambits that they had there, so I thought that was quite cool. As for the specifics in each location, the Vatican was fantastic. I really enjoyed that. I really didn't like the Nazis in Egypt. I know you can get a disguise somewhere because you need it for the brawling place in Egypt. Was it in the Giza village? Oh, yes, I think it was in the Giza village. So you can get a Nazi disguise from somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But I think the game would have benefited from giving it to you as a compulsory disguise so that you could go through the area as a Nazi and only a handful of people would have tried to hunt you down. I feel like that would have been so much more enjoyable. Yeah, it would have been repetition because we did that in the Vatican, but it would have been way better than having to get spotted every 2 seconds by these Nazis that were freaking everywhere. And it just made it so difficult to get from point A to point B. It made it difficult to get anything done. It made it difficult to infiltrate their locations. It was a struggle, and I don't want to struggle in games. I want to just enjoy it. So I didn't like that, and that carried through to Siam, my frustration, I think. Even though it wasn't really the same situation in Siam, but I think my frustration naturally carried over because I was just so irritated at that point, at that particular part of the game. I mostly enjoyed the parts when Indy was by himself. So in the Vatican, I thoroughly enjoyed the Vatican because predominantly he was by himself. I think it's part of why Egypt rubbed me the wrong way, because Gina kept popping up and she's such an irritating character. But like when we went into the tomb for the idol of Ra, was it the time when he went by himself? I don't know, the time when he went tomb hunting by himself and we had to do the light puzzles by ourselves. That was super fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that part. Any time where he went hunting by himself into like old tombs and you know, looking for treasure and solving puzzles by himself is where the game really shone. So I would have liked to have seen more of those parts. But it could also be that Gina was just such a terrible companion that maybe if they'd changed who the companion was, it wouldn't be such an issue. I'm not sure. I'd have to see how it works with an actual likable companion to see whether I would still prefer those big stretches by myself or whether it's tolerable when you have someone else along for the ride. This naturally brings me to Gina. I've kind of said as much as I can say about her, and that she's horrible both as a character and as a programmed character. She's got a terrible personality. There's no chemistry between her and Indy. Her way of quotation marks flirting or even just conversing with him is just generally being a condescending prick to him and just kind of like being rude to him. I don't think she ever said a kind word to him. So I don't find her a very nice character. I don't find her attractive to him. And anyways, I don't know who wrote her and why they wrote her like that, what their actual goal was, but whatever their goal was, they didn't realize it. They very much failed to make her a compelling, deep character. And I would have preferred more flaws on her part. It was very difficult to like her because there's just no flaws. Or rather, the flaws we saw were irritating and grating. The way she refused to believe anything about Laura that could be different from what she knew of her sister. I mean, you're her sister, not her lover or whatever. You know, she's going to have facets that she doesn't show to you. It is possible that she would follow her ambition if Voss was the leader of the expedition because it would allow her to explore her passion. You know, like, I can absolutely believe it. She could be the kindest, nicest person on earth, and I can believe that they would do that if it was something that fueled their ambition and their passions. 100%. But Gina's like, no, it could never happen. But do you truly know your sister? I'm sure it's actually really possible. Can you just stop being so blind and attest that, yes, it's a possibility? But also just the way she kept blindly going forward and saying, I must discover what happened to my sister. It's for my sister, without paying attention to the fact that helping Indy find the pieces or stones or whatever the plot was at that point in time, would help her find her sister. Like, she was seeing them as two separate things, but they were clearly one path. So I don't know if that was a flaw they were trying to design her to have, but it was grating. It wasn't a well-written flaw, if that's what they were going for. It was just like, can you just shut up and use your brain for 2 seconds? Like, would that kill you? It was just frustrating, which then I guess naturally leads us to the fact that towards the second half of the game, Indy didn't use his brain. I mean, Gina never had one, so I guess I can't really hold her responsible on that front, but Indy really made some stupid decisions and just showed himself to be rather incompetent in the second half of the game, which was frustrating. I don't know why it had to be written that way. Again, you know, mistakes happen, accidents happen, we're all flawed beings, but his flaws in that last bit were a bit, incompetence is just the word that comes to mind. And just the continually holding the stones, put it in a goddamn pocket. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about that concept, because they lost the stones on 2 occasions. 3 actually, if you count that 2 of them lost it in the same interaction, because they never put it in their goddamn pocket. They just kept trying to hold the damn things and then they lost the hold of it. And it's just, I can't deal with idiocy. I can't. It's just frustrating to witness. So I think the game should have relied on more intelligent flaws to their character, and you implemented the characters more intelligently, not have them make such simple mistakes like that again and again. If you need the plot to progress, you need to find a way to do it that doesn't diminish the intelligence of your characters. I already mentioned the comedic element of this game and how it doesn't really jibe with my humor. Because again, it relied on the characters seeming incompetent and stupid, so I don't really vibe with that. I really, again, wish that if you needed a comedy of errors, it was done in an intelligent way and a mature way that could still have been funny, but just doing it like I'm watching Commedia dell'arte is really not what I was wanting from this. Even though, like I said, that it's consistent with the tone of the movies, it just doesn't work in this day and age. So that was frustrating. I found combat to be a bit clunky. I think if this game had been in third person, it would have helped diminish a lot of that. A lot of the times I tried to use the whip to get the weapons out of enemies' hands, and it just flat out doesn't work. I don't know why, because that's the function of the whip in combat, is to either stun them or if they're holding an item to bring the item out of their hands, and it just didn't work. So that was clunky and got me damaged a lot in late game, because that's when I was trying to rely on it, to try to get the guns out of their hands, because more enemies had guns at that point, and it just didn't work, which resulted in me getting killed or injured, and then just generally getting me frustrated. So I think that facet needed to have been fixed. I don't like that the enemies get tanky towards the end. There's no reason why they should have that much health by the end of the game. I shouldn't have to go out of my way to find every single skill book in the game just to beef up my damage in order to face normal enemies. I should be able to level up in that capacity to be stronger than them and do like one-hit wonders, one punch and kills, you know, to make myself stronger. But I shouldn't have to do that compulsorily just to match their strength as you go through the game. That was frustrating. This isn't an RPG where you level, so I didn't like that facet. I didn't like that I could hit them 3 times with a weapon and then still have to beat the shit out of them like 5 times in order for them to go down. That was ridiculous. So yeah, from the Himalayas onwards, the enemies were far too tanky, and that diminished my enjoyment yet again. We all know the fights with Locust were terrible, no point recapping that. Voss was a brilliant villain. I really loved the way he was written. I think, I've already said it, but he was a very intelligent villain. And the way he came across, he was very good at manipulating people. And he was very good at being dramatic to get on your nerves. And I think he was really well done. And I like the way he was either animated or acted. I can't tell which one it is because I don't know the German actor who plays him. But the way he spoke with his lips, he enunciated with his lips very well, and it came across in the animations. It was such it helped bring his character to life. I think it was really good. So I think he was probably the best character in the game because he was just so well-rounded. But other characters were really cool. Like Nawal, I love Nawal. She has facets and she was wonderful. And then I liked Antonio. I thought he was hilarious. I'm a bit concerned about Antonio though, because Father Ventura is absolutely going to get his revenge, assuming he survived the Wrath of the Giants at the end of that segment. But I'm a little concerned about his longevity, but he was cool the way he liked like the New York music. He was really endearing, I found. So lots of characters to love along the way, or just enjoy in the case of Voss, because I don't like love Voss. I mean, hell, even Gantz was brilliant. That's an example of a flawed individual, but it was brilliantly written. It was very well written. So Gina is really the only example of a shittily written character, and I really wish that they had worked on her. Somehow we circle back to Gina. I don't know why. I guess I didn't touch on her AI. Her AI was really deplorable. The way she kept getting in front of you when you're doing puzzles, when you're trying to read notes, she kept cutting in between you and objects. But most importantly, the way that she just goes straight towards a solution. You've just entered a room. She beelines it for a part of the room where there's an object you have to interact with. And she goes, over here, Indy. I think I found... Strombo or Jones, she never called him Indy, but over here. Have you tried your medallion yet? You need to come over here. When I'm like, lady, I just entered the room. Can I at least do a lap, check out this document over here, pick up that relic over here, and then maybe find a way forward? Instead, she just outright tells you the answer. This absolutely should never happen in a game. This is a slow-paced, mostly, exploration puzzle game. The player should have the capacity to slowly explore, find the different pieces of a puzzle, and then figure out how they fit together. The companion should only ever offer help if you ask for it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, like, maybe if you take too long, you could have them have a piece of dialogue. But at the same time, if someone's particularly slow at examining surroundings like I am, I like to look at my surroundings, not just for the puzzle pieces, but just aesthetically. I like to look at what the developers have created. They've taken time to craft this area, so I want to take the time to enjoy it. So it may take me longer to get through an area. So having it time-based also probably isn't a good solution. I think you kind of really have to have them prompt to say, yes, give me a hint. But whatever way you choose to go forward, this is not it. This absolutely is not it. You took all puzzle agency from the player by having her just charge forward. And also just pathwise. She continually went ahead. She should always have been behind you so that Indy picks the path to go forward. So yeah, her AI programming, just terrible from the beginning. She's just not very good. And can she shut up? For all that is holy, can I get a companion that doesn't talk so much? I'm going to be talking a lot because I'm commentating, I'm narrating, I'm thinking aloud, I'm just generally doing what YouTubers do. We talk. So having to compete for screen time by a companion that won't shut up while I read a letter, I don't understand the decision. I really don't understand why these choices were made in her character design. But anyway, I need to stop going on about what was bad about the game because there really was a lot that was good. There were, versatile weapons. I liked that you could, one-hit kill people when you stuck up behind them. I liked that you can engage in melee, you can engage in ranged. All in all, it wasn't a bad game. I still think it would have benefited from third person, but that's just the person who hates first person's perspective. So take that part with a grain of salt. But I do feel that combat would have been less clunky had it been in third person. Music, I'm going to be honest, I could barely hear it. I really think I should have jacked up the volume. I was afraid of it being too loud, so I didn't. But as a result, I don't know that I fully got to appreciate the music in the game, which is sad because music is one of the things I pay attention to in games because I like OSTs, gaming OSTs. So I really wish I had turned it up so that I could enjoy it a lot better. But the parts I did hear during cutscenes and stuff was fantastic, as per usual. It's what you expect from an Indiana Jones piece of media. So props to that. I do wish my footsteps had more sound, since we're on sound design. I feel like my footsteps are too quiet most of the time, which is funny because usually footsteps are way too loud in games. But here I felt like the footsteps were a bit too quiet, and I would have liked to have heard them more, especially when you're in tight, echoey spaces. If I'm jogging or even sprinting in a tight space, I would expect to hear it more than if I was out in the sand in Giza, you know? So I think sound design in that regard could have been a little better, but I don't have much more to critique on that. Yeah. Nothing's springing to mind, anything further. So, I think that's all I have to say on the matter. I think I've spoken for quite some time. I feel like my critiques of these games are getting longer, but that's usually because the games are getting worse, so there's a lot to talk about. But I think as a result, I've become very long-winded and chatty at the end of these games, even when I like the game. I just feel like I just keep talking now. I've given myself free rein to yap. But anyway, despite all the many flaws in this game, as I have categorized quite in detail, I did enjoy this game. I think it is fantastic. I think it is far underrated. I didn't hear any conversation around this game after it came out. There was so much marketing beforehand, but as soon as the game dropped, I haven't heard a single thing about it, which is such a disappointment because it's such a good game. I think being attached to Bethesda has not done any wonders. I think if it had just been a separate company that had made it, it would have had much better word of mouth, but it is what it is. Bethesda is a sinking ship. But anyway, I think it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. I hope it's DLC. I hope it's a sequel. I will be playing any and all extra content related to this game. No, I'm not going back to get the relics. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more Indiana Jones franchise goodness. If you enjoyed this series, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.